Everybody, guess what? We are live. I'm so excited. I'm here to talk with Beth from Make-A-Wish. She's the president and CEO of the Middle Tennessee location. How's it going today?
Well, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to talk about the wishes that are happening here in Middle Tennessee.
I have to say, I know I mentioned this to you earlier, but I love going to one of those reveals. It's so much fun to see the expression on the family's face, not only the family, but that child who gets their wish granted. I mean, it's kind of like genie in a bottle. Like, hey, what is your wish?
I mean, there is a lot of power in that and the sense of community that we can build. When we go to a sick kid and say, you can have anything, they get real creative. And then to pull the community in and let them see that in action, there's a lot of power in that.
Yeah, and the stories of all these families are so inspiring of what they've been through, and the fact that most of them are so incredibly gracious and thankful and just happy to be there. I mean, I don't know if I could have that attitude, maybe I would, but it's incredible to see that.
Yeah, those wish families inspire us all the time. When I took this job 8 years ago, I really worried about our kids, right? They're diagnosed with these big, scary diseases. And then I started meeting the wish kids, and they're fighters and they're tough. And they go through this finding the joy in the littlest, tiniest things. And what I learned was the adults in these kids' lives, those are the people that are changed forever. They're the ones that worry and have fear, but those kids, they are tough. And they're truly inspiring every day.
Yeah. So just like all of us, things have changed for you guys and how your wishes are being granted, and those wishes that you already said you were going to grant, those follow through on those are a little different. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so right now in Middle Tennessee, we serve 38 counties. And in those 38 counties, we have just over 200 wish kids waiting for their wish. And we had a huge summer planned. And we were going to send a lot of kids international. We were sending them to Disney. We were sending them around the country. And all of those travel wishes had to be postponed. And I will tell you, our families were gracious and they were kind when we called and said, we don't think it's safe right now to send your family. They're going through this. They know. And what we started looking for were what are the wishes we could grant? Who are the wish kids here who have wishes that are local, where we can observe social distancing and make things happen? So the good news is wishes are going to keep happening. They are just going to look different for a little while.
So tell me what those new ones look like now.
So some of the wishes that we're going to get to grant, we've got kids who are wishing for computer setups. And if you think about it, it's a great wish for right now. Keeps them connected, gives them something to do. Could be educational, could be fun, but we're going to be able to help them set up their computer systems, their dream systems, and get them connected. Over the summer, we're going to be installing a couple of backyard playhouses. We're looking at a splash pad that's going to go in a little girl's backyard. So definitely looking at the wishes that we can do. We're looking at shopping sprees. Those kids who have things that they want. There are shopping sprees that we can do online with them, or as the malls start to open up and we can start to observe safe precautions, we're going to take them shopping. So we really are excited at our kids that are giving us a chance to keep granting wishes.
Mm-hmm. What else is happening? You guys usually have events planned during the spring and summer for Make-A-Wish. How are you moving forward with those? Are you doing virtual? I've seen a lot of charities do things online now.
Yeah, so in April, we did a virtual walk, which was great. People could walk where they were and raise money. This Friday night, we are going to do a virtual trivia night. You make a donation to Make-A-Wish, and we will send you the link, and you can participate with us. So I think one of the things that's changing, that's exciting, is we're asking more people in the community to participate. You know, when you have a gala and you can get 400 people in a room, that's nice. But what if we can do these events that engage everybody and bring them all into the mission and help us grant wishes?
Yeah. I like what you mentioned a little bit earlier is that even though we are in a shutdown and pandemic, kids are still getting sick.
Yeah.
And so that's still happening. So I'm glad that you guys have found a way to connect with them.
Right. They, the thing that we learned when this pandemic started was all of the fears that we had when people came to us and said, you can't go out to eat, you can't go to work, you can't hang out with your friends. And we were all sort of whining and complaining about it. And I realized in that that's what our families feel when this diagnosis comes out. So many of our kids don't get to go to school and they don't get to play soccer or go to ballet or hang out with their friends. And it changed the way that we looked at this. And we were reminded, even through this, kids will continue to get diagnosed with medical conditions that qualify for a wish. They're going to keep getting referred, and we're going to keep meeting with them. So our staff is currently setting up FaceTime or Skype meetings with wish families, and we're finding out what they want to do for their wish, and we're keeping those wishes moving forward.
Wow. I love that. Tell us how the community can be involved right now. I know you mentioned the event coming up Friday night. How else can we be involved?
So I'm going to tell you our biggest need right now is certainly donations. You can go online, make a donation. It makes a huge difference, and it doesn't have to be a huge gift. Every single gift will help us grant these wishes, because our biggest challenge right now is to be ready as soon as it's safe to grant wishes. So when we can start traveling kids, we want to make sure we're ready to do that. Also, I would say follow us on social media. We're always asking for special skills or things that we might need to enhance some of these wishes. So we're at Make-A-Wish Mid-TN on pretty much every social platform. So join us there. Help us send those messages of support. Every so often, we're going to post a wish story and remind the community that these kids are waiting. And if you can post love and support for our wish families, that means a lot.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about how many wishes you guys grant in a year, or do you go by a year, or do you do a certain time frame?
Yep. So our fiscal year runs September to August. So in a 12-month period, normal situation, we would grant somewhere around 165 to 180 wishes. This year's going to feel a little different. But what we're hoping is, as we reemerge from this pandemic, that we'll be in a position that we can grant 200 wishes in 1 year. Or if we have to grant more, we grant more. So it's an interesting time to be in this business. Know that those kids are waiting for us, but also knowing that this is a really generous community. And I believe, and we've watched people step up, even when it's tough, to give just a little bit. And if everybody gives a little bit, we'll be ready for these kids.
Yeah, I love that. I know that in the past you've worked with schools who have granted wishes, and usually it's about this time of year that you reveal those. So how have you done those? Were you still able to reveal those wishes?
Yeah, so we have a great program called Kids for Wish Kids, and kids who are in kindergarten through 12th grade can support us with school fundraisers. And the highlight of that is usually a great pep rally. And I'm going to tell you, one of the strongest Kids for Wish Kids school is Ravenwood High School. And one of the biggest bummers this year was that we weren't able to do that pep assembly in person. And that school welcomes a wish kid and sends them off on their wish with a big party. And we're looking at ways that we might be able to do some of that virtually over the summer. So as schools sort of figure out how they're going to engage students as we move forward, we want to be right there with them. And we know that our wish kids love that as much as the school does. And having these students see the work that they've done, helping kids their own age, that's really the power of the Kids for Wish Kids program. And so we're looking forward to any opportunity to work with those schools as they start coming back and getting their students together.
Mm-hmm. I've attended a few of those, and that is one of my favorite things because all the students really get into it. I
Right.
think just as much as the wish kid. It's so cute.
Yeah. Totally. I think the fun part for me watching that program is we are teaching kids about philanthropy. And so often we ask people to give, but we don't show them where that money goes. And for those students in the Kids for Wish Kids program, they see it. It's a wish kid, a wish family who, because of their hard work, is getting to participate in a wish. And I love that. I agree with you.
So I know you've been to a lot of reveals. Do you have a favorite reveal you can share with us before you go?
Okay, I'm going to tell you whichever reveal I'm at the moment is suddenly my favorite. There's something about the emotion and the fun and watching people pour love on these wish families. One of my all-time favorites, we had a little boy who had a muscle degenerative disorder. And although he couldn't run on the soccer field or play baseball like a traditional kid his age, he was able to race go-karts. And his wish was to have a quarter midget race car. And what I loved about this reveal was we custom designed a car for him. He got a cute little fire suit, and we had our sponsors all have patches on his fire suit. And his reveal was at the racetrack with everyone there cheering him on. And so he got to race for race day, and to watch everybody come together and make posters and cheer him on and let him be the star that he should have been. There was a lot of power in Eli's wish reveal.
I love that. That's why I love all these stories. They're so inspiring. Well, Beth, thanks again for stopping by. We will check in with you a little bit later and see how things are going, and hopefully maybe we can see what the latest reveal looks like.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing our story.
All right, we'll see you soon.
All
Bye.
right. Have a great day.